Where I live, wintertime is like 3 months of overcast skies, it gets dark at like 4:30 in the afternoon, and the scenery doesn't always make for exciting car photos. But lately I've been stepping out of my photographic comfort zone a little bit, and I've actually been doing some nighttime shooting, and I have to say they're some of my favorite photos that I've ever taken. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to get some fire photos of your car at night. Besides your camera, the only piece of gear that I would recommend looking into is a prime lens, something like a 50mm f1.8. Now this is a lens that pretty much every manufacturer makes their own version of, and at $125, I think this is actually the cheapest lens that Canon makes. You want a lens with a wide aperture because that's going to let more light into the camera, and when you're shooting at nighttime, you really need all the light that you can get. Now for me, I like to use the Canon 35mm f1.4. Look at the aperture on that bad boy. But I'm going to show you sample photos with both of these lenses just to show you that you can still get good results even with a cheaper lens. Now one last thing that you need to do before you actually go out and shoot is make sure that your camera is shooting in RAW, and that's going to give you the most flexibility when you go to edit the photos. So once the sun sets today, we're going to go out and take some photos, and then I'll come back tomorrow and show you my editing process. So the most important tip that I'm going to give you is to find an area that has really nice lighting outside. Now we just live in a small town off the highway, but there's still plenty of places around here that have really nice lights in the parking lot. There's a place right across the street that's got these really bright LED floodlights, so we're going to park over there and see if we can get some photos. Alright, so like I was saying, we found this strip mall that's got these really bright floodlights, and they look like they're daylight balanced, so that's going to help too. But yeah, this is where we're going to shoot. We've got the car parked right here, so you can see even though it's really dark outside, the car is like perfectly lit up. So let's take some pictures of that. So one cool thing to keep in mind with night photography is that like right now it just rained a little bit ago, so the ground is all wet, and it's creating some really nice reflections of the taillights and the headlights on the ground, so I'm trying to capture those in the shot. Sometimes I find that when I wear these Adidas I can squat a little bit lower. But this would not be a good shoot to wear a thong. So when you're shooting headlights, there's actually a point where you can see where the beam cuts off and it kind of washes everything out. But if you hold the camera just above, you'll see that little bit of lens flare. Sometimes that actually looks pretty cool, so I like that a lot. So if you're wondering why I shoot everything vertical, it's because my photos basically live on Instagram. And the way that Instagram is laid out, you use it vertically, so when you take a vertical picture, it actually fills up more of someone's news feed. So that's the reason that I do that. I will take a couple like regular horizontal ones, but mostly I'm just shooting vertical for Instagram. Alright, so as promised, I'm going to switch over to the Nifty 50 and see what we can get with this lens. It is a little bit of a longer lens, so I have to step back a little bit further to get the whole car in the shot, but let's see what we can do here. It's so crazy when you're in an empty parking lot at night how many people just drive through. It's like the most random thing. Although it is kind of random that we're here. So since we obviously can't move the lights that are on the building, if we want to change the way that the light is hitting the car, I had my lovely assistant move the car over here. So now it's kind of lit up from the back, and I like this because half the car is in shadow, and that's really going to highlight the details in the taillights. So let's check that out. So you can see how this side of the car here is in the shadow, and the taillights really pop out more. So one thing I am noticing with this less expensive 50mm is that I am getting a little bit more flaring than I was with the 35. But obviously it's not ideal to shoot directly into the headlights, so that's probably why that's happening, but just something that I noticed. And of course, when you're taking pictures of cars at night, don't neglect the interior of the car. Sometimes the gauges and stuff look really cool at night, so let's get some pictures inside. Huge thank you to my wife Katie for coming out and filming me tonight. And fellas, find yourself a lady that will come out in the freezing cold for an hour just to take pictures and videos in an empty parking lot. But yeah, car's looking good. What do you think?
I'm freezing.
Okay, let's go home. So this photo right here is my favorite image out of the ones that we took the other night, and for a couple reasons. I think when you just look at this photo at a glance, it almost looks like we went out there with some expensive lights and did like some long exposure light painting, but in reality we just pulled into an empty parking lot and we just used one of the street lights that was already there. And another reason that I like this one is I actually shot this with the cheaper 50mm lens. It's literally 1/7 the price of the 35, so again it just kind of shows that it's not so much about what gear you have, it's more about just kind of knowing how to use it and being able to find these locations, being in the right place at the right time. So right now I'm going to walk you through how I edited this photo. Alright, so here's what the photo looks like straight out of camera. Now I had my camera set to daylight balance, but that floodlight wasn't quite daylight, as you can tell, so we're going to play with the temperature a little bit here. Now you can play with these sliders. I just have these typed in on my phone, the values here, because I already edited this photo previously, so I'm just going to go ahead and type those in. So I had 4030 for the temperature and 13 for the tint. Now obviously don't necessarily feel like you have to copy exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of correcting what my camera saw that night. For the exposure, we're going to bring this up just a little bit. Again, that's why it's important to shoot in RAW, because that gives us a lot more flexibility to play with these sliders without really degrading the photo too much. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Do 0.2, how about that? We're going to bring the contrast up a little bit here. And my style of shooting and editing, especially for Instagram, is a little bit more stylistic, I guess you could say. So again, don't feel like you need to copy what I'm doing 100%. This is more just like how I would do it. Okay, let's see how this is looking. We're going to bring up the shadows a little bit here because the car is nicely exposed, but the background is definitely very dark. So go plus 35 on those shadows. We'll bring the whites up a little bit. That'll give the wheels a little bit more contrast there because we do have white wheels. Then we'll bring the blacks down again just to add some more contrast in the photo. How's that looking? I don't really mess with the texture too much, but I am going to bring up the clarity. Again, this is just kind of like a stylistic thing that's, I guess you could say it's kind of like an Instagram way of editing. We'll try plus 55. I know that might be getting a little bit carried away, but hey, I like it. And then we'll bring up the vibrance a little bit too. Now here's kind of a tricky part. Because the car is red, I want to match the exact color of the car the way that my eye would see it. In this photo it's looking a little bit orange, and I know that has a little bit to do with the temperature that we talked about earlier, but I'm just going to click on the red sliders here and I'm going to pull the red hue down more towards the magenta side. We'll actually just type this in. I'm going to do minus 30, and that's more of the actual red color that our car looks like. And then I'm going to bring the saturation up a little bit as well. And then for the luminance, I'm going to do minus 20. One more thing, and this again is a stylistic thing, but you see how this building in the background is lit with those yellow lights, like the tungsten lights? I'm just going to click on this yellow slider here and just bring down the saturation of that. And that's just going to cool off the overall photo. Now I don't want to bring it down all the way because there's some yellow that makes up this red color, so I'm going to leave it at around minus 75. That way it kind of gets rid of the yellow that's up here, but it leaves the yellow in the car just enough. And then one last thing that I want to show you guys here, and this is a characteristic of cheaper lenses, is if you look really close here in the wheels or any area that has like really high contrast, let me zoom in here so you can see it better. How it's got that kind of magenta cast around the outside, that's called color fringing, and actually Lightroom has a really nice feature where you can, on the magenta, you can actually just pull this slider and that will eliminate that color fringing from the wheel there. So again, even though it's a cheaper lens, it was very easy to correct that in Lightroom. But anyway, I think that the photo's looking good just like that. We're gonna export this and put it on Instagram. Alright, well thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you found it helpful, please just give me a thumbs up. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram at JustinBuice, I appreciate that. And feel free to leave your Instagram handle down below. I might have to manually approve those through the YouTube comments, but definitely leave your Instagram so we can check out each other's work. And look forward to more videos just like this in the future.